Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the GTTCC Season 20. This is the Elite Division, Round 6, Race 2. As you can see, we are at Alsace Village. It's a very undulating circuit, so car choice will be seen for this one. But obviously this is a reverse grid from race 1 from Lago Maggiore. So Raffo will start on pole in the Aston Martin. James will start in the GTR in second place. Golden Brownie will start in third in the Mustang. In fourth place we have Muffin Man in another Aston Martin. In fifth place we have Judge in the VW Scirocco. In sixth place we have Bazza in another Aston Martin, and his teammate Brucey starts in seventh place in another Aston Martin. It's quite a common car for race 2, it seems. In eighth place we have Midnight starting in the Mazda 3. In ninth place we have JRC in the Lambo, lucky to hold on to that second spot in the race 1. I think another lap or so and he probably would have got overtaken, but the race winner from Lago Maggiore is Phil, and he is in the Ferrari. So let's see how he gets on from the back of the grid. So we will go to the front and get these guys underway for another half an hour race here at Alsace Village. And away we go. Looks like Rafa got a slow start there. Golden Brownie moves along the outside. They're going to go 3 wide as they come up to turn 1. A little bit of a lag there from James, but Golden Brownie's been able to hang it round the outside and go into first place. Looks like Bazza went a little bit wide there onto the, I'm guessing this is really the back straight of the track. Not many straights on it, but Golden Brownie leads with James in second, Raffo in third, Muffin Man in fourth. Looks like Raffo's going for a move. No, too far behind James, behind that right hander. Okay, so Bazza in fifth. They're all side by side as they come through here. Judge in sixth place, Brucey in seventh. JRC on the left hand side of him, so JRC is going to move up to seventh place, but will Brucey be able to hold off as they come around to this 90-degree right? Looks like Judge has made the move up through past Bazza as well, so Brucey's been able to go side by side there through with JRC and get back up to seventh place. Midnight and Phil squabbling for 9th and 10th at the moment, so all keeping it nice and clean for the beginning of this race so far. Golden Brownie keeping ahead of James there. Different lines through the second big banky boy of the round, and it's even longer than the first one. But James there looking which way he can try and get past Golden Brownie. Raffo there, he's got Muffin Man right next behind him, and Judge there looking behind her as well as they come up the hill to the final chicane to finish lap 1. Bazza there in 6th place, JRC right behind him. JRC ducks to the inside to try and get past Bazza, but he's going to be on the outside for the last corner. He's going to drift out wide, a little bit of a love tap there between the two of them. Raffo dropped back? Yes, he has. The Judge is going to make a move up the inside into turn 1. Raffo's got a little bit of damage. He might clip that barrier on the last corner. It's very easy to do, it's so close to the track, it stops you going into the pits. So Judge has moved up to 4th place now, and JRC now looking up the inside of Raffo. He's going to be on the outside for this long right hander. With it being banked, it does help the guys around the outside to get that move done. So JRC's now moved up to 5th place, and Rafa's just going down the field at the moment. I think that damage just unsettled him a little bit. Bazza has now gone up the inside of Rafa because he's gone on the outside for this 90-degree right. Will Bazza be able to keep it ahead, or will Rafa now? Oh, what's happened with Phil? Oh, Phil's lost it. Phil's had a nice little spin there coming out of that 90-degree right. What happened with Phil? Let's jump on board. So he's just fighting Brucey here as we're coming into this 90-degree right. Just unsettles himself on that curb and spits him into the grass and then into the barrier. Bit of rear end damage, but he'll get going again. Golden Brownie out in first still. James there in second, fending off from 2 guys, Muffin Man and Judge. Judge goes up the inside of Muffin Man and gets that pass done nicely round the big banky boy. Does Judge. And Judge now up to 3rd place, and he looks like he's bringing JRC with him. Every time Judge makes a move, JRC makes a move past as well. Thought JRC was going to make a move up the inside of Judge there, but looks like he might be able to round this left hand, and Judge just pulls up ahead of JRC, and now up the hill we go, as we then go back down the hill towards the chicane. Looks like Judge is going to have a look on the inside of James, or will he? No, James just cuts his nose off into the chicane. JRC there in 4th, trying to think which way he can try and get past Judge. As you can see, all the guys going out wide into that barrier. I think it was Brucey that hit it quite hard. Didn't get any damage, but he's dropped 2 places to... Oh no, sorry. It was Bazza. I think that... Yeah, it was Bazza, sorry, that hit the wall and got damage. Looked like he dropped a place to Brucey, but kept it ahead of Midnight. On the downside about guys having very similar liveries. It's hard to tell who done who when they're that close in the race. As they come up to the right hand corner, we've got yellow flags. Who's the yellow flags for? Golden Brownie. What's happened with Golden Brownie? As they're coming up over the hill, he's got it all sorts of sideways. He's gone spinning. Luckily the ghosting took effect and he didn't take anyone else out, but that's dropped him from 1st down to 9th place now. Pretty much hurt the back of the pack. It's only Phil behind after his little incident, behind the Golden Brownie. So great start for Golden Brownie. Now he's got to do all that work to catch up to the front of the pack, but being quite a hard truck to overtake. We'll see how he gets on. But JRC going side by side now with Judge as they come around this long left-hander. Will JRC try and stick it round the outside? Looks like he's going to be able to, as they come into Big Banky Boy. Muffin Man looking this way and that behind. JRC does get that move done and pulls in front of Judge. Another little bit of bump in there as they come into this hairpin. Oh, JRC's binned it. Oh, that's unlucky for JRC. All that work he's done the last 3 laps to get up to 2nd place just comes on track. Just lucky to not collect Golden Brownie. As he does so, we've lost someone else as well. Bazza. What's happened with Bazza? It's all going on this lap round. Oh, that's not looking good for Bazza. What happens here as we're coming around the long right-hander? Just runs it a little bit too wide and then just absolutely ploughs that front end into the wall. Got engine damage. Waits for Phil to get going past and then gets going. That's unlucky for Bazza. He was having a good race there for about 6th place with who is it? Brucey and Midnight. But that's obviously with JRC also crashing. Obviously it's now released Judge into 2nd place to try and fight James for that top spot as we come around to finish lap 3. So the front 3 there are just pulling away a little bit, but Judge has got a good drive there across the line as they come up to turn 1. On the inside goes Judge. Nice little move there into 1st place. And now Muffin Man is going to have a look at getting past James as well. Looks like he's going to get it up towards this left-hander before the banked right. But with James being on the inside now for this right-hander, will he be able to keep that spot? No. Muffin Man just cuts his nose off, drifts it in front of him, and keeps second place for Muffin Man. So James down to third now. So Judge has done well to get up to the front. Will he be able to now pull away from these two guys? Raffo there in fourth. He's got Brucey behind him in fifth place. Midnight in sixth. JRC just behind Midnight in seventh. So JRC's got to do all that work again. Raffo's gone out wide through the 90-degree right. And JRC pulls alongside Midnight through the little kink there into the long banky boy left. JRC's going really hot into there, but it looks like he's been able to carry the speed. They go side by side into big banky boy. They get close, but JRC just gets ahead of Midnight there and moves up to sixth place now. So JRC's redemption run is started. How's Phil getting on? He looks like he is closing up to the back of these guys. What are they doing? 202s, and Phil's doing 201.4. So yeah, he's closing in slowly, but he is getting there. Obviously Bazza there in 10th place after that unfortunate crash. Big banky boy lap 3, but Judge there, as he come around to finish lap 4, has been able to pull out about second half 2 seconds. Looks like over Muffin Man in just one lap. See what his lap time is, a 2:01 and a 2:02.6. So yeah, about a second and a half he's pulled out over Muffin Man in just one lap. So as long as Judge can keep it on the black stuff, it's something that we had a romp away at the moment from these guys, which are all fighting, they're all following each other's slipstream up the hill towards turn 2 and 3. But, James there just a little bit behind there, but Raffo has got a mirror at full. Oh no, James has gone for the move up the inside of Muffin Man. Muffin Man has just got a little bit wide through that corner, but Brucey there on the inside of Raffo around this long left-hander up towards the 90-degree right. There's a little tap as they go in. James just decides not to go for it. Brucey backs out as well, being on the outside. It's not really going to be the best way through that one, but might be able to get a good drive out of it. But JRC now looking at the rear end of Brucey, and will he try and make a move around the big banky boy, tuck it in low and make it stick? Oh, he's going to go for 2 for 1 is JRC. That's a cracking move for JRC. 2 for 1 round the leg. Big banky boy runs it a little bit onto the grass, but that should go in for overtaking the week. That was absolutely cracking. But now JRC up to 4th place. He's just got James and Muffin Man ahead of him. And Brucey's got ahead of Raffo as well in the same corner. JRC made the 2 for 1, so Brucey up to 5th place. Going to hang on to the coattails of JRC's Lambo and see if he can move forward in the same pace as well. Raffo now under threat from Midnight, just behind. Midnight looking this way and that to try and get past that Aston Martin. So it's a real good dogfights here. Pretty much for second spot. There's 4 seconds to 9th place, all in one shot there. Judge just doing incredible things in that Scirocco and just pulling away from everyone else at the moment. But Phil is catching up to the back of these guys. Midnight still just looking behind Raffo as we come up towards the turn 3. Right-hander goes up the inside. Little tap there with the undulations of the track. It does unsettle it sometimes, but Midnight's made the move up the inside, but now he's going to be on the outside for this left-hander. So Raffo should be able to just keep it ahead. And there's a car going off ahead. I'll go to that in a second. Who was it? It looked like it was Muffin Man. JRC's made his way up to 2nd spot now. I'll jump up with JRC, see how he's done that. Oh, he's gone around the outside of turn 3 of James, which is then the inside for turn 4. And then Muffin Man running it out wide has just handed JRC that 2nd spot, which he'll be absolutely loving. Now we can focus on trying to pull away and close up that gap to Judge, because he's got some serious pace at the moment in that Lambo, has JRC. He's binned it and already made his way back up to second spot. James there in third, doing well there in the Nissan, holding off majority of the competition that have tried to get past him. And Brucey there, as I said, he's trying to follow JRC through, so we'll see if he can try and get past James now and keep onto the coattails of JRC. Muffin Man in fifth, just dropped off a little bit there from James, but Midnight and Raffo going side by side in towards the hairpin. Raffo going out very wide there. Will that leave an opportunity for Golden Brownie to get past? No, it won't. Raffo just gets it squirted back up, and Golden Brownie goes out wide. Will he save it? Will he save it? Yes, I think he will. Just about saves that one coming over the brow of the hill. But Phil's going to have seen that from behind, and knowing that he is going to be now closing into the back end of Golden Brownie, and now start the fight through the field for Phil. He's setting some decent lap times, 201s, where everyone else in 202s, 203s, 204s. So yeah, Phil's definitely got the pace to catch up to the back of these guys, but will he be enough to get past? That is the question. Brucey having a look at the very end of James's car, just going to stick it behind him at the moment. Probably try and break that gap to fifth place, but no, Brucey goes for a move up the inside. As soon as I said stick it behind it, he goes, no, I'm going to stick it up the inside. And now he's going to be on the outside for this 90-degree right. No, he's not. He's going to tuck him back behind James as they come through. But JRC has been able to just pull away a little bit there from James. Judge there, he's about 4 seconds ahead of JRC at the moment. We'll see what JRC does this time round. James in third, so fighting off Brucey. We've got Muffin Man and Midnight as they come into Big Banky Boy. Will Midnight make the move on Muffin Man? Muffin Man cuts it off, going low on the exit of the Big Banky Boy. And now as they come up towards the hairpin, Phil there, as you can see, has already got past Golden Brownie. So that's one dispatched for Phil. Midnight couldn't do anything as they come in through the hairpin. He's just going to stick behind Muffin Man. And that Aston's got some decent pace around this track. But here comes the Mazda Power. And it's going to be on the outside to the chicane at the end of the lap. He's been able to make it stick. And now through the left-hander, cut him off and squeeze him close to that wall if he was there. So that's Midnight up to fifth place now. And ahead of Muffin Man. Muffin Man and Raffo now. Obviously different teams but very similar liveries, just apart from the sponsors. Phil there in 8th place, he's already gapped Golden Brownie there in 9th place there in Bazza. Still going around in 10th place. What's his lap times? Yeah, he's definitely closing in to the back end of Golden. He is about, how far is he behind? About 14 seconds behind Golden Brownie at the moment. What is the gap at the front? We shall see in a second. About 3.5 seconds now, so JFC is closing in, but he's not going to be closing in if he's doing a bit of grass cutting. That's going to slow him down and give him dirty tyres for a good couple of corners, and obviously these are fast-paced corners, so you will lose more time than you actually think when you've put the lawnmower on the front of the car. But you can see James and Brucey are catching up to the back end of JRC just due to them dirty tyres that JRC has got. But he hasn't lost the spot. He's still going to keep in second space now. Brucey there in 4th. Looks like he's getting caught up a little bit there by Midnight in 5th place. Raffo went a little deep in the hairpin, followed by Muffin Man Phil and Golden Brownie. So Muffin Man's tyres are absolutely shredded. They are not going to make it to the end of the race, that is for sure. Bill's about halfway. Raffo is looking okay on his tyres at the moment as he's on the mediums. JRC, he's about halfway as well, so he'll be pushing it to the end of the race. Muffin Man has come in, so yeah, his tyres were absolutely shot. Judge, he's on the softs and he's about 30% worn. So absolutely incredible at the moment for Judge. He's got the fastest lap as well. So how far is he ahead now of JRC? He's pulled it to about 4.5 seconds, I would say, between the two of them. You can see JRC's really pushing, kicking up all the dirt he can. Probably trying to make it harder for the guys behind, kicking up the dirt, giving a bit of a dirt on the racing line. But James there has been able to hold off Brucey at the moment. Brucey just sitting there behind. And Midnight there, he went a second quicker than Brucey last that round, so Midnight's definitely closing in on the back end of these two, trying to potentially go for a second spot on the podium for round 6, but Brucey there still went a little bit wide coming out of that left-hander. So it's just going to allow Midnight to catch up even more to the rear end of Brucey. Raffo now has got Phil fairly close behind him. So obviously after Muffin Man has pitted, he's put another set of softs on, so he's going to be pushing them hard to the end of the race. But Phil now on the outside, is he going to try the old switcheroo as they come through that left-hander up the hill towards the chicane? No, the switcheroo just doesn't work, it seems, through that corner. But this freeway fight is now getting very close between Raffo, Phil and Golden. Will Phil try and make the move in towards turn 1? It looks like he's a bit too far away at the moment, but yeah, later on the brakes he might be able to make this move work. No, he does to stick in behind, does Phil, so he might be trying to get the drive then out of the turn 1. Up the hill towards turn 2, and I will go back. So Brucey has got past James. How has he done it? He's got it. A nice drive across the start-finish line, around turn 1 on the inside of James, and into third spot goes Brucey. So will he now start trying to chase down at JRC? See JRC's tyres, I don't think they're going to last. I think he might end up having to pit, so that good work he's done to get up to second spot might be all undone. We will see, because he's got 11 minutes of the race to go. It'll be about 10 minutes when he comes into the pit, so he'll have 10 minutes to try and catch up the whole pit stop. Obviously no fuel required, just tyres. So Judge there in first place, he's not down to halfway yet, so his tyres will be good for the whole race. So it definitely seems that the racing mediums on the front at least was the way to go. A lot of these guys have gone for racing mediums. Phil's gone for racing softs at the front, so will he be trying to think about pitting sometime soon? But Golden Brownie and Raffo are going for it. Now, as I said, Phil has got past Raffo, probably got it through that long drag up the back straight. Golden looked like he was going to go for a move up the inside of Raffo, but just couldn't get it past through the long banky boy. Now as they come up towards the hairpin, Raffo gets it nicely stopped on the apex. Not much that Golden can do there to get past. There's only really one line for it, as long as you don't mess it up. And then as they come up the hill, Raffo's just going to have the legs, it looks like, on Golden Brownie. Golden Brownie is looking menacing as they come down towards the chicane. Raffo's going nicely there, keeping ahead. JRC has come into the pit, so his tyres weren't going to make it to the end. So let's see where JRC comes out. He's still in the pits at the moment. I know it's a very short pit stop, this one, so you don't lose too much time. JRC is out of the pits in 8th place now, so see how far he can climb back up the field. He's come out ahead of Muffin Man, who is the other person who's pitted this race. Basil there still going around in 10th place. Looks like he's had a mistake on lap 9, and he is in this is why, it's probably because he's in auto drive, and the car doesn't want to stop. So back to Brucey is now in 2nd spot with JRC pitting. So as long as Brucey can keep James behind him, that'll be another podium for Brucey this season. Just there, probably down to about halfway on his tyres now. So yeah, he's definitely got a good enough tyre to make it to the end of the race. Brucey there just keeping James behind at a nice safe distance, not to worry about looking in your mirrors too much. Midnight is about the same again, and Phil there in 5th, going to be trying to catch up to the rear end of that Mazda of Midnight. Raffo there still keeping Golden Brownie behind him, but there will be a fast closing JRC behind on them nice fresh hot soft tyres. Let's see if he can drive up to the back of them and then just pretty much drive straight past. That's what he will need to do to try and get back up some spots from 2nd spot. Golden Brownie looking up the inside there of Raffo as they come through the chicane. Oh, Golden Brownie smashes the wall. That's not going to be good. Did he get up damage? Yes, he did. So JRC is probably going to have a look for the move. Is he up the inside of Golden Brownie? Yes, Golden Brownie doesn't want to defend it. There's no point. And we've got someone on fresher, softer tyres than you, and no damage. So JRC is now up to 7th spot. Golden Brownie tucked in right behind. But Phil, is he catching in on Midnight? Yes, he is. Is Midnight catching to James? Yes. Brucey is pulling away from James now, so Brucey really getting into his stride. How far is he behind Judge? Let's have a look. About 7 or 8 seconds. Brucey's behind Judge, so any little mistake, we've seen a few mistakes from these guys so far, so any little mistake and Brucey could be fighting for the win. So Judge has really got to keep at it, not make any mistakes, but so far so good for Judge right there. So Brucey 2nd, James 3rd, Midnight in 4th spot, Phil there in 5th, Raffo in 6th, JRC in 7th. Golden Brownie really dropped off this lap from the back end of JRC in 8th place. Muffin Man in 9th, looks like he's closing in on Golden Brownie. What was it, 1.5 seconds last lap round. Bazza's parked it in the pits. Clearly not having the best race for him this time round, but JRC's already got past Raffo, so JRC up to 6th spot now, and now he's got Phil up ahead of him. He's going up the inside, it looks like, of Phil as we come down towards the chicane for the 12th time. He's got Phil absolutely moves past Phil's now. It looks like he's coming into the pit, so Phil's going into the pit. He's got what was Phil's tyres looking like. Might have made it to the end, but it might have been struggling, I think. JRC set the fastest lap of the race, a 2:02 minute .454. So I think it was about a second or so quicker than what Judge could do. So JRC really using them softs and a lighter car to his advantage to catch up to, now it'll be Midnight ahead, which was like a 2:02.3 and a 2:02 minute 4, so nearly 2 seconds in one lap. JRC caught up, so yeah, will JRC be able to catch up to the likes of Brucey in 2nd, where he was when he pitted? We shall see. These guys are all evenly spaced out at the moment, so only JRC really making the charge through. Raffo also doing a bit of grass cutting out of the 90-degree right. Muffin Man's got past Golden Brownie. Golden Brownie had a 2:08 that round, so Yeah, really not good pace at the beginning of the race, but really dropped off has Golden Brownie. And Phil now, after he's put a fresh set of boots on, in 9th place. He's going to have to now try and catch up to the rear end of Golden Brownie to get up to 8th. He's potentially struggled to catch up to Muffin Man, because Muffin Man's got obviously not fresh boots but pretty new tyres. Where is JRC? There he is. He's caught up to the rear end of Midnight now. He's only about half a second, and with every corner that passes he's closing that gap even more. There's JRC just even getting the drive out of that last chicane across the start finish line with, what have we got, just over 3 minutes of the race to go, so 2 more laps, this one and 1 more. JRC now try and make the move past Midnight as we come up the hill. Looks like James has started to struggle a little bit in his Nissan, and Brucey has just been able to pull away there from James in the last couple of laps. But JRC moves up the inside of Midnight into 4th spot. He's now got James just ahead of him, so it looks like JRC will be able to get up to 3rd place, I would say. He's got quite a bit of a gap between him and Brucey ahead. Oh, nearly ran into the back end of James there as he come through the 90-degree right. It looks like he was going to get James fairly comfortable in the next couple of corners. As it looks like it'll be through the Banky Boy, it'll probably pull to the right hand side, I would say. Try and go up the inside of James here, just with the extra grip. No, James cuts it off. Not going to let JRC get past that easily. He's going to make him fight for it, but Midnight is closing in on the back of this as well. So is Midnight now trying to have a little sniff, potentially trying to get past James as well. JRC obviously ends up kind of putting him off the racing line as he goes past, but JRC gets it done, gets up to 3rd spot. He's now got 1 lap to try and catch up to Brucey there, who's going down the other side of the hill, which I would say is probably about 4 seconds, which I don't think is going to be possible. It's going to be quite hard to catch up to for JRC. But judge there, he's started his final lap. He's got about 30% of his tyres left, so he's doing alright. Brucey in 2nd, JRC 3rd, James in 4th, Midnight in 5th, pretty close to one another. Raffo there in 6th place, Muffin Man in 7th, Golden Brownie. He's got Phil all over him in 9th place. Phil's going for the move up the inside of turn 1, so Phil's been able to use them new softs and get at least 1 spot back. I think he came in the pits in, I think it was 7th spot, so he's just got to get Muffin Man up ahead. But Golden Brownie's going to look up the outside up towards turn 3 we go. Phil's been able to just keep ahead of Golden Brownie. Baz has now come back out of the pit and getting going again. So let's have a look, see if JRC, I don't think JRC is going to be able to catch up to the back end of Brucey. It's too much of a gap, and Brucey's still doing 2:02, so with the fastest lap being a 2:04, it's not much of not a big enough gap between the time difference and the gap on track for JRC to catch up to Brucey, unless Brucey has a mistake. But James there still holding off Midnight for that 4th spot, so James has done well to pretty much stay at the front of the pack most of the race. I think this is the lowest he's been from the start. Started in 3rd, but we will jump up to Judge there. He hasn't had much screen time, but he has had a brilliant race. Led it from, I'd say, about lap 4 or 5. Got into the first as it comes out of the chicane. Has a little wiggle to celebrate. Comes across the line to finish in 1st place. Brucey there. Cracking race to come along in 2nd place. JRC with that pit stop finishes in third, so he dropped 1 spot from that pit stop. James will finish in 4th, holds off Midnight in 5th spot. Muffin Man, Raffo, Golden Brownie. Oh no, what's happened to Phil? I'll jump back to see what happened with Phil. Muffin Man finishes 6th, Raffo finishes in 7th, Golden Brownie will finish in 8th. What happened to Phil? He's in 9th at the moment. Oh, don't tell me it was the same corner as it was last time. Yeah, he ran out wide and just ended up spinning it right in front of Golden Brownie. He got a bit further this time round, but that's unlucky for Phil to have that crash. And now he's going to come round down to the final chicane to finish off his race. So great race for Phil on race 1, but unfortunate at race 2. So Phil will finish in 9th spot, and Fazza will come down to finish in 10th. Thank you all so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed the content, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.